Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are doing You're Changing Your Destiny. Let's find out how. This was a channel message that I received from Source, so I'm excited to do this one. First, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If this should happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It does support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you can check out the description box where you will find all the links necessary in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships. But if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. And with that being said, let's hop to it. Let's get your prayer underway, and we'll get into this reading. Give that one more go. Perfect. My beloved Source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, onto this channel. I ask that you lift us up into the knowledge that we are the creators of our own destiny, and that we get to create the reality that we choose if we are willing to let go of the past self and to open up to the potential self. I ask that you bring us into this knowledge and this awareness that we will make mistakes, and that the goal is not to be perfect but to be complete, and that you're inspiring us always. And may we always lean into those inspirations that you give to us. May we know that they are for us, and that we are the ones that have the talent, the skill, and the ability and the capacity to complete them in their fullness, and that is why you inspired it to us. Not because we're incapable, but because we truly are capable. And so I ask that you give us the courage to embrace our destinies. I ask that you give us the courage to embrace our journey. And I ask that you give us the boldness to show up, knowing that we are perfect and enough in this here now here moment. As these words are spoken onto this reading, into this space, and upon my tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, my beloved Source. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get that set up over here. All right. And today we are going to be choosing from the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle deck that I have. I love these cards. They're so cute. So let me give them a quick shuffle here. Okay, thank you. All right, Source. Perfect. So for pile number 1, Source, what Unicorn Oracle card will help us better understand how pile number 1 is changing their destiny? How is pile number 1 changing their destiny? Source, what Oracle card will help us better understand that? Thank you. Alright, for pile number 2, Source, what Unicorn Oracle card will help us better understand how pile number 2 is changing their destiny? How is pile number 2 changing their destiny, Source? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 3, Source, what Unicorn Oracle card will help us better understand how pile number 3 is changing their destiny? How is pile number 3 changing their destiny, Source? Okay, thank you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the picture that's on the box with opportunities flowing in. 28, ignite. I love this. This totally goes hand in hand with the prayer I just said too. I love that. Beautiful confirmation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me get this set up for you here, homies. My friends, my peeps, my loves. All right. I'm so excited. I just like had to do a cleansing because I did another reading. It was kind of heavy. The last reading was kind of heavy. And so I just did this cleansing and I got all that heavy energy off me. And now I just feel like light as a feather. Life is so beautiful. All right. So for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful chunk of amethyst for you to choose from. Okay. And for pile number 2, we have this beautiful, it's an angel light geode. It's a magnet. You can see it. It's so shiny and sparkly. Okay, and for pile number 3, we have this beautiful tumbled rock for you to choose from. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever pile you are drawn to, that should be the reading for you. And with that being said, I'll see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful chunk of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on how you're changing your destiny. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should this happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me, and it would help support the channel if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And with that, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out, how are you, pile 1, changing your destiny? So Source, how is pile number 1 changing their destiny? What can you let us know? What's going on? How can we tell pile number 1 that they're changing their destiny? What's going on with them? How is pile number 1 changing their destiny, Source? Rolling! We've got the, ooh, okay. I'm going to move this and see what it lands on. Okay. We've got Mercury, 9th house, and Pisces energy. By believing. That's what I heard right now. By believing. That's how you're changing your destiny. You're believing in the unseen. You're believing in the unknown. You know that sometimes you have to travel by darkness to get somewhere light. And you're willing to go there. And through this, you're opening up to some abilities that maybe had been hidden for a while. Or that you'd been aware of, but maybe that you haven't actually poured into. And so now just this idea of knowing that you have an opportunity to learn more about something that is really close to your heart, really close to home, really matters to you, you're really leaning into that. And I feel like you are learning more about it. Whether that's just through interest because it's turned into a hobby, or whether that's through you actively going out of your way to really develop this skill, this ability, this gift that you have. It feels like you're really pouring into it in a way that is helping you to grow and to develop. And you're actually going to be sharing this with the world. This is something that you're going to be sharing sooner than later. And it feels like that's why you're changing your destiny, is because you chose a different path. You chose a different road. You chose to pour into yourself, right? A lot of old soul energy here. This is something that could have followed you for many lives. This is something that you could have developed in other lives, but in this life in particular, it's meant to shine. And so you're very talented. I feel like once you get into it, you're going to see how talented you are. You're going to be like, whoa, holy crap. I didn't realize I was that talented at this. And it's just because this is something that's been developing over centuries, right? It's like if you believe in past lives, if not, then just believe that this is a gift that was given to you. However you believe is fine. I'm just saying, they're just showing me this is something that's centuries old. This is ancestors blessing you with more knowledge here. This is your guides blessing you with the navigation system that you need in order to do the right type of studying, right? You're not just taking in any useless information or any information. You're taking in the right information here. It could be traveling. If this is a spiritual gift, this could be you traveling to like spiritual hotspots or gateways. You know, I've been to quite a few gateways on my travels, and they're very powerful places to go. I think my favorite was Sonoma. I was just absolutely gorgeous there, and it was just so incredible. Like, it was just an incredible experience. Did I say Sonoma? I meant Sedona. Sedona. I realized what I'd said after. I was like, wait, hold on, that's not right. But yeah, so that was just one of the places that I went that really just stood out to me. But that's what it feels like. You're going places, you're learning things that really, really impact this gift in a way that's going to develop it in the right ways. It's not like relearning things. You're actually learning specific skills that are going to help you thrive, you know, and blossom and flourish in this energy. And that's how you're changing your destiny. So today we're just going to get to the nitty gritty. I am going to use my original tarot deck because I want to get the whole story. So we're going to get into it and find out source. Pile number 1 is changing their destiny. Can you tell us how? Can you tell us how pile number 1 is changing their destiny? Can you tell us how pile number 1 is changing their destiny? Thank you. How's pile number 1 changing their destiny, source? Yeah, there's definitely something that's coming from you. Like you're recognizing your own wisdom and you're using it. How's pile number 1 changing their destiny, source? What would you like to say here? Okay, they want this one. How is pile number 1 changing their destiny, source? What would you like to tell us? What would you like to tell us, source? Thank you. Okay. How is pile number 1 changing their destiny? I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of sickness, a lot of body aches, a lot of pains, things that have been holding you back, but like in a physical aspect. And that's something that's been frustrating, that's coming out, and it feels like you're learning how to heal that through the power of the mind, through the gifts that you've been given. I feel like the aches and pains and all that misfortune with your body has been happening because of maybe either denying these gifts. It's an energy of denying them, but it's also an energy of just like, oh, whatever, they're, you know, that's not what's on the forefront of my mind right now. And they're like, your soul is like, hold up, this is the lifetime that we decided to use this in. And so it's like when your soul's not at ease, then that manifests in physical dis-ease. And so that's what I feel like you've been dealing with this 9 of Wands here. It's something that caused you a lot of anxiety at one point. Okay, something that caused a lot of fear here. Something that, yeah, it's like something that you were very harsh about yourself. Like, that's not something I have as a gift. That's not something that I can claim as a gift. It's not mine to claim. Like, I don't even understand why it's following me. Like, it does feel like at one point you really just shunned yourself for noticing this, or you were just not ready to accept it. But with the Queen of Cups coming out here, we see, yeah, source saying, yep, this is clear. We see that you're learning a new compassionate approach to this gift. It's maybe whatever it was that you were learning before, it just wasn't meant for you. It was like energy that wasn't resonant for you. And so it's easy to stay in this energy of, that's not mine, that's not for me. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Or you were judged, or you were really ridiculed about this at some point in your life. And so it's just really easy to stay in this place of letting the ego convince you that no, let's not touch that. Like, we're not going to touch that with a 20-foot pole, let alone a 50-foot pole, right? Look, we have judgment here. Could have been family. So this is interesting. Oh, I love this energy. Okay. This is interesting with the judgment here. I got right away. This is actually something that is, when I was saying the ancestors are giving this gift to you, this is something that's been in your family, that has been hidden in your family. It's like, whether your parents knew about it, like this could be a mother, the father, it could be a gift that's from the paternal side or from the maternal side. It doesn't really matter, but it feels like it's gone down generation to generation. And it's something that was hidden. And now with the Judgment card here, we see it's coming into light, right? Like it has to. It's got to be expressed. If we have 10 generations that have refused to express this gift, there's going to be a generation that has to come through that it has to be expressed in. And so you were not only carrying the shame of not having that gift out in the open, now there's something that switched inside of you. It's almost like a switch that was like somebody came in and turned on a light switch. It was like, ah, and you saw and you were like, wait, hold on, why am I ignoring this gift? This is actually a real thing. Like it's happening to me constantly. And it doesn't have to be a spiritual gift. It could be like a talent that you have. It could be something that everybody convinced everyone else in your family that having this specific talent was never going to give you a good life. And it's like, well, why was I given a talent if I wasn't meant to use it? It's you're changing the way that you're seeing it. You're coming in this place like, wait, hold on, like why would this be given to me if it wasn't meant for some good use? And so now there's this energy of reshifting your focus on it. Like, hold on, this is something that I need to focus on even if I take like an hour a day or 20 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day, right? It's like, you're like, I'm shifting my focus. I want to put my focus on this just a little bit and see where it takes me. And just the little bit that you've done, it's let your soul be so free. Your soul is like, yes, we're doing it. Oh, I'm so happy we're doing it. Like I cannot stop smiling right now. My cheeks hurt. I'm smiling so big because that's what it feels like. Your soul is just like, oh, I just want to give you a big hug. You're doing it. And it's like you all of a sudden you could have had this like miraculous place where you woke up and like maybe you were dealing with knee pain or back pain or foot pain or arm pain or something. You woke up and it like you put a little bit of energy on this gift or talent and your pain just diminished greatly and you were like, wait, hold up. So it kind of seemed like a fluke, right? And so you started, maybe you turned away from it again and you started hurting again, and then you poured into this again, and that's what it feels like, right? That's what it feels like. It feels like you kind of tested the waters here, and that's what it feels like overall, is that through testing the waters, you're recognizing that this is something that you're meant to have, and that's how you're changing your destiny. By pouring into this, it's going to lead you to places that you only dreamed of. Right? It's going to give you opportunities. It's going to give you options. It's going to take you far in life is what it feels like. But with the 9 of Wands here at the center of the reading, it does feel like this was not something that was easy to grasp onto, right? This is not something that was easy just to bring in. It was like there's all kinds of reasonings behind why it was better to just ignore it, why it was better just to let it go, right? And I feel like your body was just like giving you so many signs and synchronicities. Like, you know, if you were just all of a sudden you went from being really healthy to having all these body aches and pains, like what the heck is happening here? Like what is going on? Or like if all of a sudden your knee just started flaring up constantly and it was like, what is going on? And then you write or you make a song or you draw or you work with tarot or you work with the spirit realm or you do some automatic writing or you do some shadow work, whatever it is, like it's like you pour into this and then suddenly it's like you feel like a new person. And through that you are gaining clarity and you're leaving behind this negative energy, right? Especially with the 5 of Swords here in the upright, we see that you're no longer affected by the negativity of everyone else, right? So whether that's family, whether that's friends, I mean, I definitely feel like it is family here from Judgment coming in. This is something that's come down through many generations. You're seeing this as, you know what? It makes me feel good, and that's the only thing that matters. So if you got a problem with it, that's your problem. That's not my problem. That's your business. It's not my business, and I'm not going to make it my business because whatever this is my business. And so you're overcoming this. You're overcoming the fear that was there. You're overcoming cutting yourself off because of this. You're coming into a more clear place of compassion and love and understanding and seeing clearly through your heart. This is not seeing with your mind. This is seeing with your heart. This is not rationalizing what's going on anymore. This is literally saying, I love myself enough to pour into this, regardless of how much I've been humiliated from it, chastised because of it, ostracized because of it, hurt because of it, put in a place of judgment because of it. Whatever the story is, you're no longer accepting that as your story. You're saying, my story is mine to write. And in some cases, that may be literally, right? This is a very powerful place to be. It's like, here you see they're calling you. This is Archangel Gabriel. And so this could be having to do with writing, because Archangel Gabriel is or Gabriel, depending on how you say it, but Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication, okay? It's like calling to you, calling you home, calling you back to what you're meant to do. And this idea of connecting with your health here with the flag, like being able to connect with the health of yourself by taking action. We have the yellow here pointing towards the solar plexus. You see how he's shrouded in this energy of like, let me bring you closer to your heart. But it's a distant call, and the only way that you'll hear this call is if you stay silent, and you have to trust that this is yours to have. And you did that. And so you closed out a cycle here, but it was a very uncomfortable place for you to be at. And you see it's karmic, right? You do see it's karmic by nature. And clearing that out has brought you into a place of true love of self, true compassion. And through that love and compassion, that's what's helping you change your destiny. Let's get some oracles out real quick and see what else would like to come through for this reading. Dodo, tread lightly on the earth. Step on the earth as though she was something more precious than we could ever know, and she will always be kind to you. And there's a story that there's this gentleman who was, and I can't remember what he did for work before, and I've come across this story. I don't even know where I came across it, but I've heard it many times. And so if you know the story that I'm talking about, definitely comment down below so others can watch it. But there's this guy in Asia, and he was like a doctor before or something. And one day he was miserable being a doctor, and he just decided, you know what, I'm going to go be a runner. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a runner. And he just picked up running, and he started running in these marathons, very long marathons and everything like that. And they did an interview with him, and they asked him, they're like, well, you've never been injured though in all the times that you've run. And he said, no. He says, because I step on the earth. What is it? When I run on the earth as though I'm lightly kissing her cheek, and she's always been good to me. It's something around that energy. And so that's what it feels like here. It's like you're in this energy now of learning. I want to say the severity of it, but I don't feel like that's right. But the severity of how profound this gift is. And so now they're saying to tread lightly, because you hold so much power with this gift, with this talent. You wield so much power. We have harmony returns even after wrenching loss. Yeah, so you've definitely been through a lot of sorrow, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of disconnect. And they're helping you come back to yourself, to your soul, to home. Feels very refreshing. This is a very refreshing reading, right? Something that's stable, that's persistent, brings you loyalty, and is dependable. It's like when you show up and you're consistent, all these things come to you, okay? With fixed energy coming out. Let's get a couple of... Actually, let's get one of these cards. Okay, yeah, look, lightning with power. What was I saying with the dodo? Like, you're wielding a great power. And so they want you to tread lightly. They don't want you to get arrogant or overly cocky about this or anything like that. Not that you would, but it's what it is. It's just this reminder that you wield a great power. Look, I can't make this up. Prosperity with Peacock flipping over here. This is bringing a great prosperity in your life. And then at 39 is 11. I'm sorry, is 12. And so there's this energy of changing your perspective, the way you see this opportunity. And finding how beautiful it truly is with Swan and Beauty on the bottom. Something you didn't see before, right? It's not something that you were capable of seeing before because you were holding on to old patterns. And when you let those patterns go, you opened up to the truth of what this could bring to you. This is how you're changing your destiny. Watch and wait with number 53. Saying, it just feels like Source and your angels and guides are just like, hey, just do it and see what happens. Just see what happens. Why not? Why not? You know, when people are saying, like, why me? Don't say that about yourself. Say, why not me? Because why not? Why not you? Why not? Pluto would transform. This is why you're changing your destiny. This is how you're changing your destiny. You're transforming. You're accepting a part of yourself that you weren't yet ready to accept. So however you weren't accepting it doesn't really matter. You just weren't yet ready to accept it. And now you are accepting that part of yourself. And this is purifying your soul. This is purifying you in a beautiful way. Okay? This is like letting go of the heaviness so that you can come back home. Taking the lead with Stag Spirit, yeah. You're finding a newfound stability in yourself by doing this as well, but you're going to be seen as a leader. With whatever this is, you're going to be seen as a leader. You wield a great power. Let's take a look at your unicorn card. I'm going to read this from the book. We have sweet, no, yes, sorry, not a bad thing. Flowerful, sweet, and gentle power. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that so much. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you so much. Just wow. Wow. What can I say? Wow. Just wow. That's all I got. Wow. I don't have anything else because just how Source talks to me through me, it always leaves me speechless. Speechless. Look at this beautiful blues. This is something that's truthful to you. It's from the heart. Right? Hold on. My eye is itching. Okay. Wow. That was weird. Okay. We have this unicorn appears when the time is right to fight an unjust situation. Do not turn a blind eye or let something unfair happen because you've been led to believe that's just the way things are. Exactly. Yes, that's no longer how you're seeing it. It means using your words to negotiate tricky situations. Didn't I say at the beginning you're going to be speaking this out into existence? Like it's going to be coming out now. You're going to be talking about it. Yes. So don't let people convince you this is not what you're meant to do. This is something you're absolutely meant to do. It's how you change your destiny. It means respect and kindness and working on it at an energetic level to produce the best outcome for everyone. This unicorn encourages speaking up when you or others have been treated unjustly. Life isn't always fair, but being treated with prejudice can leave people feeling undervalued, unimportant, and as if they don't belong. This card appears when you can do something about this mistreatment instead of just accepting it as part of life. Your actions can stop unfair behavior from happening again. Your bravery may even set a precedent to ensure fairness, equality, and inclusiveness in an organization or business. The key words for this card are kindness, respect, loyalty, and honesty. Always choose these qualities above all others when dealing with unfairness. Use your power in a sweet and gentle way to resolve conflict. Be rational, factual, and calm when stating your case, and be persistent. Ask your guides and angels for advice on the best way to handle an unfair or unjust situation, and be assured that help is on the way. So you're changing things for the better for yourself, and you're doing it in a very beautiful way, and they're giving you this massive power to wield, and they're just saying, remember how much you can impact others. Always choose love in this situation. And remember, love is not choosing to be a doormat to others. It is those qualities, being kind, being just, being fair. And that might not seem like it to everyone, but as long as you're coming with a pure heart, which we see you are, you will always be put in a place to succeed. Okay, this was absolutely a wonderful reading. I'm so glad I got this channel message today. So with that being said, if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little peacock emoji down below and say, as I traverse life, I kiss the face of the earth knowing she will always provide for me. If it resonates, it would mean so much to me if you left a thumbs up, if you commented, if you subscribed to the channel below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member. I would love to see you on memberships. If not, though, thank you so much for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful angel light, if I can get it to focus here, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on your changing your destiny. Let's find out how. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel, this journey, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if this should happen to resonate, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It also does help support the channel. So that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and let's find out, how is pile number 2 changing their destiny, source? What would you like to say? How is pile number 2 changing their destiny? What messages do you have for us today, source? How is pile number 2 changing their destiny? Okay, we've got Mars out here. We've got Cancer and the 6th house. Okay, you're nurturing yourself. Ooh, I like this energy. You are taking a step to really focus and pay attention to your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, your physical well-being, and you're really taking the action to nurture that. Right? This is like being a leader in your own life, right? This is, I'm taking charge of my own health and putting it in my hands. I'm doing what I can do to be a better version of myself. So it's like, if you've been struggling to get up off the couch, you're no longer struggling to do that because you're just saying, I'm just going to do it. You made a choice. Like, you're like, look, this is what's happening, whether I like it, enjoy it, whatever it is. This is what I want. This is who I want to be. And I'm taking that action. This is like a ferocious big bang, if you will, running in and making this change. You're just doing it. It's not like inspiring yourself. You're not going out of your way to try and motivate yourself. You're really just saying, look, we got to get up and work out. No, well, I don't want to, because you're not listening to the excuses anymore. You're saying, this is what's happening and this is what I'm doing. If you're working on your spiritual well-being, you're like, look, we got to go and do spiritual work. You know, we got to automatic write, or we have to journal, or we have to do shadow work, and you're just going to go and do that. If you're working on your mental well-being, you're working on healing and observing your own actions, right? If you're working on your, let's see, what is that? Your emotional well-being, you're understanding how it is that you're showing up in the situation. This is how you're changing your destiny. You're taking accountability for yourself as a complete being. No longer is the things that happened in your life at fault of someone else. It's literally you and this other person, and this is the circumstance that's happening between us, and I can't change that, right? Like, I can only choose how I show up. This is a huge step on a spiritual journey. I just want to give you a round of applause, pile number 2, because this is such a big deal. Like, when you come into this type of energy, things begin to shift so drastically in your life. And this is how you're changing your destiny. You're choosing your own well-being over self-victimization, blame, hurt, pain, and suffering. It's like, okay, this is what's happening. How can I fix this in my life? I want to be the creator of my life. I want to be the creator of my destiny. How do I fix this in my life? And asking that self is putting you in a place where you're actually healing the inner mother. You're healing the inner child. And those two things are actually grounding in this reality. And it's becoming very apparent how nurturing you are of yourself. And you may notice that you are magnetizing other people. And you're magnetizing them in a way where they're actually asking you for advice. And maybe everybody's asked you for advice before, but it feels like people have asked you for advice just for the sake of having your time and your energy. This is going to change. People are going to come and ask you for advice because they actually care about getting advice from you. Like, I really want advice from pile number 2 because pile number 2 seems to have all their stuff together. They seem to have it figured out. They seem to know what's going on, and maybe they can help me figure it out too, right? So this is what's happening. It feels like a very bright, really rushed energy, but in a good way, not like overwhelming or anything, but it is it's just a huge start. It feels like you're lighting a match type energy, right? Lighting a lighter, that energy, it's like something is changing and you're the spark. You chose to be the spark here. So with the tarot, I'm using my original deck that I always use, the Tarot Marseille. And we're going to get the whole nitty gritty. We're going to see what comes out here, okay? So, Source, how is pile number 2 changing their destiny? What would you like to tell us? Yeah, you're like becoming your own hero. Not waiting around for someone to save you from hardships, or not like you ever were. It's just that energy of no longer being in that space of, well, one day maybe things will get better. You're saying, I'm going to make things better today. Like when you're sad, instead of being sad, you're choosing to be happy. And I know it's not always a choice, but we can choose to do certain actions that will bring us into a state of happiness, and that's what you're focusing on. Source, how is pile number 2 changing their destiny? One more time, I heard. Thank you. It came out. I couldn't even stop it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, you're becoming very attractive as well. Magnetic coming through. How is pile number 2 changing their destiny? Source, what would you like to say? Thank you. How is pile number 2 changing their destiny, Source? Okay, thank you. How is pile number 2 changing their destiny, Source? What would you like to say? How is pile number 2 changing their destiny, Source? Okay, thank you. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we've got, interesting, we have the Knight of Coins in the reverse, Strength in reverse. This makes sense, actually. And the 9 of Coins in the upright. What's beneath that? The 2 of Swords in the reverse. So you're on the path to a positive outcome. You've outgrown a situation, and that's what you're learning, right? You're learning. There's stability coming. There's freedom coming. There's freedom from illusion coming. And fulfillment with the 9 of Coins here, but learning that looking away from the memories that you had repressed, or looking away from the things that you shied away from. So I keep going to working out, and that might not be your story, but that's the example they give me. So remember to make it fit to your story. But the example they're giving me is like working out, trying to be healthy. It's like maybe you've always tried to be healthy, and it's just kind of been a secondary attempt to it. Like, oh, I'll eat a salad twice a week, or oh, you know, maybe I'll show up to the gym like once every 2 months or something like that. It's just been very like non-consistent, right? And that's what they were saying. You needed to look at those things in your life that weren't very consistent, and when you chose to be consistent, then you're seeing a huge change. And that's exactly the kind of change that you decided to make, was to choose to be consistent here, to be on board with the fact that, you know what, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds. I'm not going to lose it by tomorrow. So I'm going to set a goal. In 10 months, I'm going to weigh myself and reassess where I'm at. If I can lose a pound a month, then great, I did a good job. If I'm not at my goal weight in 10 months, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm just going to keep going. And you might be like, well, you should be way at your weight loss before that. That's not the point. That's not the point. They're showing this bigger scale type of energy here. So it's not about the amount of weight you're losing. This is just the example. And so it's just saying, like, if you don't reach your goal in 10 months, if you don't reach your goal when you set it, you assess, right? What's going on? Where am I at? Have I gotten further? Have I done a good job? Like, Am I being consistent? And through that, you gain perspective on what it is that you've put forth, the amount of energy that you put forth, and that's how you take care of yourself as a whole being. And that's what's happening here, is you're learning how to look at this from a different way. Yeah, it's a brand new inspiration coming through here. Commitment. Oh, thank you so much, sirs. Thank you. You're staying committed. Yeah, and you're recognizing that where you thought you didn't have options, you actually have plenty of options. I feel like there's been a point on your journey where you really didn't feel like there was anything that you could gain from. You know, like if you felt like, oh, I've always tried to lose weight, or I've always tried to be successful and it just never happened for me. It's just like I've tried and tried and tried and nothing came to fruition for me, and that's it. Like I don't have any more options. You're seeing options where there weren't any before, right? And you're also noticing that before you were reaching for your goals because of something that wasn't a good enough why. And I know that sounds strange, but it's like if you're trying to be successful and to gain money, you were doing it just for the money. You weren't doing it because it was a passion. You were doing it because it was the money. You weren't enjoying the process. You were just irritated by the process because you weren't gaining success in money. Or if you were trying to lose weight, you were doing it for the end goal, not for the process and what you were learning during the process. And through this, you're opening up to understanding that the process, this is what's really changing your destiny on a base level, is understanding that the process is the journey itself. And that's something that's so beautiful. So when you begin to enjoy the process and every day showing up as though it's your last day, because truly it is, we're only ever given this day, then you begin to manifest things at a different rate. You begin to open up to a different viewpoint. It's like I said, it's like you're not seeing things the same way. When you open up to this spiritually and understanding that you're the only thing that's standing in your way. It's not because Joe down the street was trying to cause chaos for you. It's not because Bill next door was up here trying to be in your business. It's not because Jill down the way spread all these rumors about you. It's not because Samantha at work was all up in your business and trying to make you falter on the new project that came out and make you look bad. It had nothing to do with all that, although those are factors, right? But it feels like what's changing for you is recognizing that while you can't control those people, the one thing that you can control is you, and that you don't have to make it about one thing, that it should be about your happiness, and your happiness is far more important. And that's what I feel like you're committing to. It's not a project. This is committing to you. There's no other way to put it. You're committing to you. And that's why it's taking off so fast. It's why you're able to make that huge spark of excitement come through, because you're the why. And when you're the why, you're never going to falter, because that's a good why. Not your kids, not your husband, not your family, not your dog, not the people down the street, not anyone outside of you. When you become your why, life changes for you. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. So you're following now your urges, you're following your passion, right? And you're seeing that maybe there was a stop in my journey, but I still have a desire to move forward here. And no matter what you choose, right? No matter what you choose, you're going to succeed. There's going to be benefits no matter what you choose, because you're choosing you. And because you chose you, you're actually blocking anyone that's trying to go against you here. That's why I always say, it's like interesting to know how people think of us, or what they're saying of us. But ultimately, we're so powerful that no matter what other people do to try to trip us up, as long as we know how powerful we are, no one else can trip us up, because it's not resigning to someone else's idea of us. And that's exactly what's coming through here. You're becoming the teacher in your life. You're organizing yourself. You are learning that people actually want to come to you because you know what's up. Not because you're doing this for the money, but because, hey, you actually know that there's something that's going on. People want your advice. People want to come to you because you are grounded in choosing yourself. And when you choose yourself, you turn into just this magnet for energy. Good energy, bad energy, all kinds of energy. There's no stopping it because the world is contrast. It's made up of both. But when bad energy comes your way, you're still approaching it from a place of leadership. Like the spiritual father, the Pope represents the spiritual father, the one who is the messenger between the spirit realm and the physical realm. And so you're becoming an embodiment of that unconditional love for others, and knowing that, like, you don't have to take their crap, but you also don't have to knock them down because of it, right? You just show up as yourself, and that's enough. You being you is enough. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody because you are who you are, and that's it. And that's what's changing your destiny. It's just an entire mindset that's shifting, an entire lifestyle change based on an inspiration that you've gotten within because you've changed what your why was. Okay, let's get some take time out for fun with Kill Bill Toucan. So remember to have fun along the journey. Don't be so serious. You know, the Page of Wands can definitely denote passion and fun, having a good time, right? Connecting with that inner play. It's good because that will help keep you lighthearted. Because this is serious work. What you're doing is serious work. And it's something that's not, while you need to be serious in your consistency, you also don't need to take it so serious, right? We have, look, let outward deeds and words match inner feelings. This is strange because this exact combination of cards came out on a reading I did earlier today on a pick a card. And so if you watch that pick a card, you'll know if you picked that pile. If not, I don't even remember what pile it was. It's not worth even mentioning it. You'll just know because I have a lot of people who do watch these consistently. And so it's just interesting because right now how you feel inwardly is starting to manifest externally, right? As within, so without, as above, so below. Like you're learning that you're the whole reason your life is good or your life is not so good. And it might have come from viewing and observing others as well, right? Because that's often what happens is we begin to observe others' actions and we're like, oh yeah, that's why you're struggling, is because you act like that. Or, oh yeah, I can see why money is difficult for you because you don't believe that you're good enough to get more, or you've been in the same dead-end job for years. You don't want to change. You're too scared to change. Like you begin to see the patterns in others, which opens you up to seeing the patterns in yourself. Yes, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So one of the main things that's changing your destiny is opening up to having a good time. Just having fun with everything you do. Like I said, even though it's serious work, you don't have to be so serious. You can have a good time with it. This is helping you to unfold to your truth, unfold to the light. You went through the hardships, the mud, the muck, the yuck, the guck, and now you're growing into this beautiful lotus flower and unfolding your flowers and your petal, and the world is going, ooh, ah, wow. Oh, but having fun with it is what lightens the mood for you. This is a rebirth for you. You're letting go of cycles and patterns. Is a transformation. This is a huge transformation. Of course it would be. You're changing your destiny. How are you doing it? By changing your energy. That's it. Everything that we manifest in life is based on our energy. It's not based on anything else. It's based on how we feel. I have this crazy energy right now, right in between my crown and my third eye chakra. So you're opening your third eye and you're receiving messages from source, and they're like fluidly working together to help you in your journey. Recognizing that it's okay to laugh. Recognizing it's okay to be silly. It's okay to be spontaneous. Yes, this is a part of your soul journey. Oh, I love this. We have the butterfly with the soul and that transformation. And we have number 28, which is 10. This is the completion of a cycle. This is bearing fruit. No matter what happens, you changing this part of your energy is going to bear fruit for you. You're now in a place of creation, right? Your heart and your soul are in conjunction with each other, okay? They're merged. There's no separating them. You see now that the roots inside of you are healthy, and therefore you're creating a healthy world externally. It doesn't mean that you don't have choices to make. It means that now you're making healthy choices for yourself. You're letting your heart of gold shine. Yes, I love this. Oh, I love this reading. I just love this topic. I really love this topic. This is such a great topic. Be peace with the dove spirit. This is it. You're no longer going to be in this place of chaos. You're just going to be who you are and be at peace with who you are in life. And even if hardships come, because you're changing your energy so much, like, hardships aren't going to affect you the way that they once did. And you might notice that at great extent too. Like, you're going to realize, oh my goodness, this does not bother me the way that it used to at all. It's happened. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I'm just like, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I can't do. And let's move forward. You're going to be a walking embodiment of peace. And then we have Hawk Spirit on the bottom. Let Spirit be your guide. And that's that energy I was getting with Source, like this energy coming through where they're activating your crown and your third eye chakra. You're opening up to a whole new level. It maybe hasn't been the best journey. It's maybe been really uncomfortable, 2022 on the clock, but it's been a good journey and you're relishing in that. And it's like, even though it's been difficult, like, there's no reason for me not to enjoy it, right? Neptune, dream and transcend. This is going to help your dreams come true. You're also transcending reality right now, right? And that's difficult. So many people are so stuck in the physical realm. They're stuck in this idea that everything has to be XYZ of how we've been told. Or, you know, we can't heal our hearts. We can't heal our hurts. We can't go into the past and look into the past. Like, yes, the past is the past. But if we let our emotional ego always run us, we'll never let go of those old patterns that keep us stuck and stagnant. And so that's what's going on right now. You're learning to let go of those patterns and truly open up to who you're meant to be. So let's take a look at your Unicorn Oracle card and see what this one says. We have USL. Yeah, USL with number 14. Admit your true feelings. Yep. You are your why. Let's see what this says. Look at this beautiful energy. Look, crown chakra energy with the purple, and we have heart chakra energy here with the green. So this conjunction of hearing source messages being aligned with what your heart wants, your soul, right? Sometimes we don't even know what that is. Okay. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Okay, yeah, we're good. It says, this unicorn offers assistance if you've been feeling obligated, less than, drained, or resentful. Perhaps someone is treating you badly and you keep making excuses for their behavior. Maybe you dislike someone or something that you are supposed to like, and you have struggled with those feelings. Acknowledge them. In the privacy of your own mind, finally admit to yourself how you truly feel. No more trying to block negative thoughts and be the nice guy. No more holding the heavy burden of unpleasant emotions in this body, your human vessel. When you admit to these less than loving feelings, it opens up a space for healing. Maybe you feel that as a spiritual person, you must be caring and supportive of everyone, but that doesn't need to be at the expense of your own emotional health. What did I say at the beginning? Your emotional, spiritual, physical well-being, like, you're taking care of yourself now, and you're recognizing that it's okay to understand and validate how you feel. This is so powerful. Often the most spiritual thing you can do is speak plainly and refuse to accept petty or demeaning behaviors. If you are in a situation you do not like, or around people that make you feel drained and upset, you are allowed to leave. No one person is more important than the other. You absolutely have the right to choose who you spend your time with. And this is so powerful. And look, we have 14, which is 5, a very uncomfortable place for you. You may have been a people pleaser for a very long time. And so to speak frankly like that might be something that's still a little unusual for you. I am really quickly going to tell you a story that they want me to share with you recently, and I actually have a podcast about this whole experience if you want to go back and check it out. But recently I had a situation with a family member where they brought up someone who said some very cruel things about me on the phone, and I happened to hear them because my family member had the phone on speaker, and I'm not sure what the intention was behind that. That aside, though, I heard this person say some really terrible things about me. And my family member was talking to them recently and came in and said, oh, so-and-so is doing really good, and so-and-so has this going on, and so-and-so has that going on. And I said, you know what, stop. I'm really happy that they're doing good. But other than that, I don't care to hear anything about this person. And they're like, well, they always ask about you. And my answer was very frank. I said, I'm sure. I'm sure they do. And then they went to go carry on, and I said, look, I had to tell my family member this. I had to say, look, they're your friends. You care about them, and that's important. That's great, but they're your friends. They're not my friends, and I'm not ever going to be in a position where they are my friends. So whatever you discuss between you and them is between you and them. It's not between you, me, and them. So I'm done with this conversation. So sometimes, see, I wasn't mean about it. I wasn't rude about it. I was just being frank, because I know how this person feels about me. Okay, so this is a different change for you. You're being frank about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about situations, and that's why you're taking care of your physical, your spiritual, your mental, and your emotional body. So that you're taking care of yourself as a whole. And it's like doing this gives you so much inspiration to continue on with your journey. I'm so proud of you, pile number 2. Well done, well done. I'm so excited for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little butterfly emoji down below and say, I transform when I truly observe and take care of myself, knowing that that is my superpower. And if this resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. I have the hiccups right now. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this amazing message. And until next time, Pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this beautiful tumbled rock, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on your destiny is changing. Let's find out how. So I'm laughing because I had to restart the video because I was totally saying the wrong things. So I do have a channeled message before we get into it. First, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I am truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should this happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below, knowing that that also helps to support the channel. So the channel message that I had beforehand is that your ancestors have been reaching out to you for a while, and it seems like you weren't ready to connect with them. They did show me fear coming up for some. They did show that it was just like, no, I'm not ready to connect with you. I'm not ready to know who you are. For others, it should have been like you were focused on other things. And so that's what was putting you in a space where you weren't ready to hear these messages. So now you're opening up to ancestral messages. This is something that's very clear that came through right before I started your message. And look, it's like I'm struggling to talk right now because it's why I had to restart the other video. I got 6 seconds in, I was like, what am I even saying? So it feels like that's what's going on, is you're learning that you're a channel and you're saying things and you're like, wait, hold on. I don't ever say stuff like that. What is going on? And you're recognizing like, oh, I'm connecting with my ancestors now. So let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what it is. How are you changing your destiny? Pile number 3 source, what can you tell us about how pile number 3 is changing their destiny? Source, what can you tell us about how pile number 3 is changing their destiny? Ooh, they want me to say it one more time. Source, how can you share with us how pile number 3 is changing their destiny? Oh, yeah, I've got a lot of like stop and start, stop and start, stop and start energy with you. We've got Aries, the moon, and the 9th house. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I love this. So the 9th house does talk about, it can talk about divination. It can talk about travel, learning, higher learning, being a lawyer, things like that. And we have with the Aries and the moon here. And Aries energy is very, very aggressive energy, right? Like they just are. They're very in your face, aggressive energy here. And so with this energy in the 9th house, it feels like there's a fiery energy. They're just not leaving you alone. Right? They're like, look, pile 3, we love you. We love you, but we know you can talk to us. We know that you can hear us. We know that you can hear our guidance. So, hey, pay attention. Pay attention. Open up. And this is something that's caused a lot of like emotions for you. It's kind of like all over the place. Like, you've cried, you've laughed, you've been mad, you've been excited, you've been all over the place. And so maybe before you recognize this, or before you did recognize this, you were noticing that your emotions were everywhere. Like, holy moly, why can't I just be like a normal, steady, even emotion here? But no, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm overwhelmed, I'm depressed, I don't know, I'm all kinds of things. And it's because your ancestors connect with you through your emotions. They really do connect with you through your emotions. This is going to be an interesting reading already. I can tell. So we have this energy of like they are coming talking to you in your dreams. They're trying to get you to find some sort of divination process that works for you. Whether that's tarot, whether that's runes, whether that's... I keep hearing throwing the bones. So maybe that's something that your family did or something that your ancestors did, throwing the bones. I definitely hear that. That was so strong coming in here. It could be oracle. It could be anything, right? Through astrology, whatever it is that you resonate with, though, it's like it feels like they're trying to help you get into a divination process. I do feel like for some of you, you're very logical, and this is difficult. It's difficult. Yeah, see, like I can't talk. It's almost like, but I don't do that. And they're like, yes, you do. And you're like, no, I don't. I, learn law, or I'm over here learning, architecture. I'm over here doing things that are very physical, and I don't do that stuff with divination. And they're like, well, you need to. And you're like, okay. So it feels like you're opening up to a more spiritual part of yourself. And remember, divination doesn't have to be really anything. You could be doing automatic writing. That's huge. That's channeling messages when you recognize that words you're saying aren't yours, or when you are talking on a recorder and all of a sudden you'll start saying things that you're like, whoa, I never say that. What is going on? And whatever it is, it just feels like they're just trying to channel through you. They're trying to give you a message here. And this is what's changing your destiny, is you opening up to this. They're being very direct, okay? They're being very direct and almost kind of authoritative in this sense, because they're trying to help you come into a place of leadership. They're trying to help you come into this place of understanding just how powerful your gifts are, of how powerful you are, how powerful your emotions are. Your emotions affect so many people. Without recognizing it, you can tap into the nuances of a person without knowing who they are. You know who they are, right? When I mean that, it's like you don't know the shallow part that they give to everybody. You know who they are at the soul level. You ever hear people say, it's like, I see, when you look at me, you look straight to my soul. That's the type of energy here that's coming through. Like you look straight to their soul and they don't know. And something that you will find a sense of passion for, but there is this energy of fighting it and resisting it that's coming out. So this is something that has to do with your destiny. This is something that's been unconsciously happening to you as well. Maybe when you were younger, you would give people advice and then you would walk away and they'd be like, hey, can you repeat that advice to me? And you'd be like, I didn't tell you anything. And they're like, we were just talking. And you're like, really? Because I don't remember saying anything. And they're like, really? Because it was good. And I just want to repeat it. I want you to repeat it. And people might have made fun of you. They might have felt like you were lying to them. They might have felt like you were duping them or something like that. But you just genuinely just didn't know because you became a channel for someone, right? And it just it's like coming out now where you're actually consciously aware of it, and it's kind of tripping you out. It feels like there's definitely resistance here, like, oh, hold on, this is a lot more than what I bargained for, like, what's going on here? And they're just excited. There's just a lot of excitement when you open up to that. This definitely has to do with your intuition and nourishing this. And you may have actually had to start eating a different way because you've had a lot of stomach pains or a lot of upset stomach and you're not sure why. And so you started changing the way that you eat, and you've been eating a lot healthier, a lot more greens, a lot more fruits. And that has also been putting you in a higher vibration. When we eat food from the earth, it brings us into a higher vibration because it's a gift, right? That food is a gift. We're not killing to get that food. And I'm not here to be like, oh, you shouldn't be a carnivore. You should be a herbivore. I eat meat. It's cool. Like, I am not one of those people, but I recognize that food that's given to us from the earth, like, that's a gift from Mother Earth. That's a gift from Gaia. That's a high vibrational food that we're eating. When we eat meat, it's not high vibrational because a lot of those animals were at fear at the end of their life, or very sedentary lives, and so they weren't enjoying life, and we tend to take that energy in. Okay, so it's already gone a lot longer than I was planning on with the dice, but that's the energy that's coming in here. So it feels like you're definitely changing some things with diet. I don't usually talk about food on these readings, so food is important, I guess, or they've been asking you to change the way that you eat, and you've been feeling it intuitively, and so this is something that they're trying to connect with you even more. And it does seem frightening, but just being able to open up to this, you're going to see just how powerful you are. So Source, wow, my thing just went flying. Okay, Source, how is pile number 2 changing their destiny? How is pile number 2 changing their destiny? Thank you. How is pile number 2 changing their destiny? Yeah, it does feel like this is something that before in the past, maybe you saw spirits, or maybe you heard spirits, like disembodied voices, and it could have left you feeling very freaked out. Yeah, a lot of anxiety here and fear with the 8 of Wands coming out. A lot of upset energy, just like, oh no, I don't want to deal with that. That's too scary for me. Like, you know, and remembering that you are always protected. If you have these gifts, it's for a reason, right? It is for a reason. But they definitely want to connect with you. This is definitely the ancestors coming in. Very strong. So how is pile number 3 changing their destiny? And if this is not the type of message you're looking for, I get that. Definitely check out one of the other 2 piles. This just may not be it for you, but I do feel like this is something that someone needs to hear. There's just this energy that's coming in. It's so strong. On the bottom of the deck, yeah, we have the 9 of coins in the reverse. We have the Empress in the reverse. Interesting. And the Page of Coins in the reverse. So there's been a lot of resentment for this gift. A lot of illusions. People made you believe that there's something wrong with you. And changing your destiny is opening up to this part of yourself. They want you to open up to this part of yourself because there's something very powerful that you have within you. It feels like, though, that opening up to that means opening up a part of yourself that was very, very... It was just, you buried it. You compartmentalized it. 11:11 on the clock, right? You could have had a very overprotective mother, or you had problems with a mother figure who wouldn't let you express this or made you feel bad about expressing this. Hold on just a second before my dogs go crazy here. She likes to sit in the window and she barks at anybody that goes by. So yeah, there could have been a very dominant mother figure in your life, very impulsive, and this is just someone that was difficult to reason with. I feel like maybe she was super involved in your life, and it was just really hard for you to, like, if you were channeling, right, she may have made it feel like that was something that was to be afraid of, or crazy. It's like a roadblock, feeling like things weren't going to work out for you if you poured into that. And they're trying to show you otherwise. They're trying to show you that this is something that's really good for you. But it feels too heavy for you to take on. Okay? It feels too heavy for you to take on. It feels too heavy for you to approach. It feels like, I can't do this. And they're saying, yes, you can. And that's why they keep coming to you, like in your dreams. That's why they keep coming to you to motivate you, right? This is something that's going to be a niche for you. But there's a hesitation here. There's definitely a hesitation here. Okay. All right. I just heard self-deprivation. They wouldn't even let me say what I was going to say. They just heard self-deprivation here. Okay, this is you being in your own way. Self-sabotage. They wouldn't even let me say the word. It just totally went beyond my mind when I heard self-deprivation. It was like that. It's like, but it is self-sabotage and not wanting to face reality here. And you're asking, I know you're asking, how am I changing my destiny? Let me get through the story. All right, let me get through the story, because it feels like you're starting to open up to this. Okay, it does feel like you're starting to let the guard down, and that's how you're going to be changing your destiny, is letting the guard down to this. This is what they're saying, is opening up to some sense of connecting with them in a way. And you're going to be so surprised when you do, but there's this fear that's coming out right now in the fact of, I'm really afraid to get into this, because you may be very connected to the material world, or you had been in the past. Like, you're obviously somewhat spiritual for being here on this reading, right? Like, that's a natural given, but not everybody who watches tarot is very spiritual by, like, they're not very spiritual, not everybody. And a lot of people are. But we can't just put everyone, oh, well, if they're watching tarot, they're very spiritual. Sometimes people go to tarot to get advice because they've heard good things about it, not because they really believe in anything, but they believe that there's something magical that happens with the cards because it resonates with them. You see what I'm saying? It's not everybody believes as deeply as like I do, or as someone else who's very spiritual. So I get that. But it does feel like there's definitely this trepidation here of opening up to a spiritual side, but understanding too, remember, Pile 3, we're all spiritual beings having this human experience. So what is helping you change your destiny is remembering to not self-sabotage anymore and not let your fear control you. To be stronger than your fear. That's what changes your destiny. Okay? That's how you're changing your destiny. And we see that here with the dice, that this is like letting the guard down. But they're also kind of being evasive. And I get that, right? I get that. And remember that if you're done for the day, you can always say, look, I'm done for the day. Can we take this up again tomorrow? They'll respect that. And you might be like, but they're not respecting me now. It's because there's some sort of clock that's ticking. And right now the cogs have turned to where this is the next part of your journey, is to open up to this part of yourself. Okay, and so they may feel like they're very forward. They may feel like they're very direct. They may feel like they're very abrasive. But in reality, they're just trying to help you along this part of your journey. There's something that you desperately need some sort of advice on, and they want you to trust your inner guidance, and they're part of your inner guidance team. Okay? One thing I will say, Pile 3, just as a reminder, is don't ask them, what should I do? Ask them, what can I do for my highest good? Okay, because when you say, what should I do? You might invite in the trickster spirits, and it's just something to keep in mind, is that not all spirits have the best of intentions for you, but when you remind them that I'm only connecting with my guides and my ancestors of highest light and love, that's something I always say on this. It's just reiterating the sense that I'm not inviting in lower vibrational energies, right? And if a lower vibrational energy comes in, I'm asking angels, I'm asking my higher guides to take care of it for me, right? Because they can fight battles that we can't on the energetic level. So I definitely feel like you need that reminder that don't be afraid. Your intention is everything. If all you're worrying about is connecting with low vibrational, I keep hearing demonic, like it's just something that keeps coming in, demonic energies. Just remember that you can set the intention to make sure that that does not happen, right? You can say, no, I do not connect with low vibrational energies. I do not connect with these energies. I only connect with vibrational, higher love and light vibrational energies. And your ancestors are trying to help remind you of just how powerful you are. But for some reason, pile 3, it does feel like you just need this reminder that you're more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. And that when you're fearing things of the unknown, you're giving them power that they don't have, right? It's like when we let people control our lives, we're giving them power that they actually don't have. They're just that, but just like people, there are some spirits out there that will gladly fulfill that role. Okay, there's a couple of books you can read on it. Definitely check those books out. I really don't have a lot that I can recommend, but if you research it, connecting with the spirit world, there's so many books that come up. And you can find some reputable authors. Alana Fairchild's a great author. Sonia Coquette is a good author. Let's see. The guy that I just got right now is... Oh, I don't have the book where I can see it. It's Dr. William something another. Anyways, check out some of those books, and I feel like that'll help, okay? But this is what's changing your destiny, is opening up more to your spiritual side. If you're like, I'm already spiritual, I already connect with my guides, I already connect with my ancestors, then this may not be the reading for you. Because this is a very specific message, okay? So you might want to check out one of the other piles. There may be a message in here that you need to hear. But other than that, this is a very specific message. Okay, we have Swift. Stay true to your heart's desire and keep nature in your heart and in your home. Yes, remembering your heart's intentions are everything. As long as you come with pure intentions and you remind the outer realm that you're coming with pure intentions, good things will happen. Think laterally to solve a problem. Okay, you're going to have to do this a little bit different than you've been doing things before, and that's okay. That's okay. The ancestors are here to help you. Okay? And the ancestors have been really strong in a lot of my readings, so you might benefit from checking out some of the daily dice ancestor messages. Those might help you along as well. Okay? So we do have cardinal energy again, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, with instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Yeah, this is something that's coming in very fast. Okay? This is something that's coming in. It feels like it's beyond your control that it's coming in, but it's also going to be for your highest good, okay? So it's not really anything that you're doing. It's just remembering that you can have control over this, but you're not trying to control the outcome of this. Because remember, we don't want to try to control the way things are working around us. We want to control ourselves, right? Yeah, breach, whale. So you may have to get out of your normal routine, get out of your city, get out of your state for a little while, go and visit someone. There's just taking a break here. Taking a break. Feels like you're very, very much in this logical mindset, and that's not allowing you to express freely. This just took a total different turn than I was expecting, so some of the readings do that. I know not everybody's happy about that, but understanding that I'm an energy reader, I have to read the energies. So I have the cards, they help tell the story, but ultimately the energy that I get that's precedent over everything, because I'm not necessarily a tarot reader, I'm an energy reader that reads tarot. Okay, like that's above everything. So I understand energy on a very nuanced level. Okay, we have Songlines Orca. Yeah, this is something that's been very different from your family, right? But your intuition is lighting up here. Okay, we have the third eye. It's lighting up. So you're just opening up deeper to it. This is something like letting go of those generational curses and wounds and beliefs, those toxic behaviors and patterns. The ocean is something that stands out a lot for you as well. Well, okay, thank you. Bring a gentle touch. And being kind with yourself. Don't expect yourself to become perfect in one day. Right? This is it takes time. Like, even when you open up to these gifts, like, it still takes time, because there's going to be a period where you don't trust anything that you're seeing. You don't trust the real world. You don't even trust the spiritual world. You're going to be like, holy moly, what do I trust? Because everything is so insane right now. It just feels uncertain, right? It feels very uncertain. But remember to just take a moment, be kind and compassionate to yourself. If you love yourself, then this will all start to be easier for you, and you'll be able to really understand your language with the spiritual realm and with your ancestors, because it's different for everybody. 2202 on the clock. Yeah, house 12, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. So you're transcending your karma, and through that you're coming into a new sense of spirituality. Like, I can't make this up. I got that energy early on. This is someone who is kind of spiritual, but you're not like super spiritual, and so you're opening up to a new level of spirituality. And it's so important for you to nurture this, to nurture yourself, right? To nurture yourself, to care for yourself, to love for yourself. And wasn't I talking about how fruits and vegetables are Earth's gift to us, right? And again, that same confirmation coming in once again with Gaia and nurturing. It's like Gaia is trying to give us this gift, and it's giving you this gift to come into an even higher vibration than you're already at, okay? Loyalty. This is what you're going to find with your ancestors. They're very loyal to you. They're very loyal to your cause. We have number 29, which is a very spiritual number. Spiritual awakenings happening here. This is an awakening. This is how you're changing your destiny, is because you're awakening to some new aspect of your journey. And then we have co-create with spirit. So remember that spirit has your back. Spirit's always here helping you. Source is always in your corner. Source loves us unconditionally, and Source will always be the one that lifts you up. So remember that you do have power here. You can say enough is enough for the day, but this is something they do want you to nurture, because this is what's going to ultimately change your destiny. Okay, let's take a look at your unicorn card. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this from the book. We have fireworks. Put yourself out there. Yeah, this is something that maybe you've known about this for a while, but you haven't put it out there yet. So that could be too, like that fear of actually showing it or trying it with people. So maybe you do read tarot, maybe you do these things, but you haven't put yourself out there to do it for others. And so this could be something for you as well, okay? Look at this. I love this card. It's so pretty. This unicorn appears when self-consciousness or shyness is hindering your progress. Don't be afraid to show the world what you excel at. Displays of talent, personal power, and even wealth are not always a negative thing. They can be appropriate in the right circumstance. Many creative people feel uncomfortable about self-promotion and making money from their craft. Indeed, self-promotion is often seen as arrogant, egotistical, and vain. Not such good qualities. However, toiling away on secret projects and not sharing your progress or triumphs with others is counterproductive. Putting yourself out there and on display can lead to new opportunities, invitations, money, and even awards and promotions. It's perfectly acceptable to make good money from your creative talents. And by letting people know that you can inspire others, know this, you can inspire others too. The fireworks unicorn asks you to suspend judgment of yourself. As I was saying, to be compassionate with yourself is so important at this time. And show others when it comes to the glorious business of showing off. Being a quiet achiever isn't best in this situation, because chances are you'll be overlooked. Break through that bashful barrier. Your time is now. Actively promote yourself and your excellent qualities, and start by letting people know that you can help them with your gifts and talents. It's a win-win situation. So a couple of things here. I do feel like they're saying that you can put yourself out there. Like, once you really get to know these gifts, definitely it's worth your time to put yourself out there. You never know where it's going to take you, right? It can open up a ton of opportunities for you. And also put yourself out there in the sense of begin getting to know just exactly what are these gifts that you have, right? You have to know yourself so that you can promote yourself. So I do feel like that's what they want to say today. But overall, it's actually a very beautiful reading, even if it feels like, oh my gosh, like I can't do that. Just know that you can. Like, I just feel like you need the reminder, pile 3, that you're so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And Source is always cheering you on. You have guides and ancestors and angels that are cheering you on. And the ancestors definitely wanted to come out and talk today. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little unicorn emoji down below and say, I choose to self-promote, knowing that opportunities are endless. If this did resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Just know that that does help support the channel. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even become a member of the channel. I'd love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, your ancestors, source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.